Hey guys, welcome back again to Ken Tamplin Vocal Academy, where the proof is in the singing. I decided to go ahead and do a vocal coach reaction to Jennifer Hudson, and the song that I chose is Hallelujah. So a lot of people have covered this tune, and we'll just dive right in and see how Jennifer does with it. Here we go.
Well, I heard there was a secret chord David played, and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you?
Okay, so up front, velvety texture and tone, so nice and sweet. So her own interpretation, a lot of her own, the way she phrases it and comes in with the rhythms of it and whatnot. But just exceptional, really, really tasty right out the front of the gate. So let's continue. Here we go.
Well, it goes like this: before the fifth, the minor fall, and the major lift, the baffled king.
Nice, good power. Cool. Did you guys hear that strength in the sound? Now, she actually kind of gets a little brassy up top and has a really wide vibrato. Some people do. I mean, some people have a tremolo. Some people have, abdominal vibratos. There's different types. Hers actually seems more natural to her, whereas some people, it's more contrived. If, you have a diaphragmatic vibrato, it's, real wide. In her case, she's able to control it pretty well. Or actually, she controls it very well. And it's part of her. It's part of the way, she approaches her singing. So, but just beautiful, very sensitive, and also right on pitch, good tone. Nice background vocals. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's like the Pentatonic singing gospel or something. Okay, so so she's able to kind of squeeze right in and blend with those guys too. A lot of times lead vocalists have a tough time blending because they're so used to having it pop out or punch out of a mix that's what they want. But in her case, she's able to set back and blend with the other choir, which is really nice.
I know that there's a God above, but all I ever learned from love is how to shoot somebody who overthrew you.
Good job, Jennifer.
And it's not right that you hear at night.
Now, if you notice, the background vocals stop blending and then they kind of stepped into more of a lead vocal mode. So she's able to kind of go in that with them and kind of step up the energy. So all of a sudden the choir, I got a funny story for you. I was trying to determine what song to do of Jennifer's, and I saw her doing the tribute to Aretha Franklin's funeral. And also very sensitive, amazing, very moving thing. I didn't care for her vocals that much on when she sang Amazing Grace, but I want to tell you my story. So anyway, way back in a band that I was in called Magdalene, we were auditioning choirs to sing background vocals, kind of like Foreigner's I Want to Know What Love Is. And so we went from different place to place, and one of the churches that I went to in Los Angeles is called West Angeles. And, I used to think of myself as a soul singer, or at least having some soul in my voice, whatnot. But when we got there, it seated about 2,500 to 3,000 people. And there were two services, and they were dressed to the tens. I'm straight up, middle of Los Angeles. And I got in there, and I think I was the only Caucasian person in the entire building. I kid you not. And what was funny was my wife and I were about halfway back, and there was a visiting choir there also. So there's two choirs on stage, and they're very, very loud. And what was the cool thing is, you'd have this, I said, Jesus, and the bass goes, boom, 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 boom. I said, Jesus. This is the pastor. And the choir goes, Jesus. Boom, 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 boom. I said, Jesus. I Jesus. I said, Lord, I need Jesus. You know, they're going through this whole thing. And these guys dancing in the aisle and stuff, right? And so I'm trying to sing along with this stuff, and I realized how white I really sounded. I was just like, it was terrible, right? But the funny thing is if you've ever been in a church service, and especially a gospel church service, usually, you know, the choirs are really loud, the music is kind of coming up from the front, and it kind of rests on you from the front backwards, right? The people in the audience in the congregation sang so loud behind me because there were so many people behind me, I could hardly hear anyone up in the front with two choirs, a visiting choir and their normal choir and the band, because the congregation sang so loud. Really cool experience, guys. If you can get yourself down to checking out a good gospel service, I couldn't recommend it more. So anyway, a little sidebar, a little side note, but let's continue with Jennifer. Here we go.
It's not somebody who has seen the light. It's a code I need. A broken hallelujah.
Man, what a set of pipes. Talk about good breath control. So did you hear that? Guys, we've talked about this a lot, about the concept of holding back the breath. And she's able to hold back the breath like this and get through those phrases without being out of breath or without, you know, you've kind of ask yourself, man, how far can she go? How long can she go? And she could pretty much sing whatever she wants with that kind of breath control. It's killer. Fantastic. I can see why she's revered. Yeah, and again, you know, just great control. She spreads her vowels pretty wide sometimes. Wah! You know, kind of. But a lot of people, Aretha did that. I love Aretha. Aretha is one of my all-time favorite singers. In fact, I got to do a vocal reaction to Aretha. I just got to find the right track because she's done so much stuff. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I have a singing course called How to Sing Better Than Anyone Else, and I walk you through step by step how to get to these cool little nuancy and places like Jennifer and many others. So until next time, God bless and peace out. Hey guys, if you like what you heard, please like and subscribe to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button. That will actually take you to another page where you want to click on the bell icon, and it opens up a menu, and the menu has notifications on it where there's a little box you can check where it says send me all notifications for this channel. Check the box and then click the save button and you'll get notifications from me every time I have a cool video come out. Okay? Thanks guys. Peace out.